All right, hey, all you action figure fans, it's me, Justin, the Action Figure Minute, and today we are checking out what I think probably is for NECA the last puppet masterpiece. I know there's some other puppets that they can do, but I don't know if they're going to go any further than Leech Woman here, along with the other 2-packs that they've done. What has there been? I think 3 other 2-packs that they've made for the other puppets, and we can see the other puppets on the back. I can't recall off the top of my head the names right here, but I've done YouTube shorts on them before I started doing these long form videos, so you can go check out those other puppets as well. Really cool set in a really nice way, since this is, again, this is Toulon's puppet case and Leech Woman. So really neat way to add a little bit more to your collection. And what I'll probably be able to do is, as they show on the back of the package once again, put a lot of the puppets in this case, or maybe prop them up against it, because they are small. They're a bit harder to stand on their tiny feet. So this will help for display options on the shelf for my Puppet Master figures. So let's go ahead and crack this open. I'm really excited to see what's all in here. It says on the back includes hinged puppet case with multiple shelves, removable mask ornament, Leech Woman with knife, large leech, small leech, brains, interchangeable heads and hands. So a lot going on in here. So let's go ahead and cut her open. And hey, as always, my name's Justin. Thanks again for watching. If you're new to the channel, while I'm opening these figures is where I like to take the opportunity and say, hey, go hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. We're continuing to always grow this channel. And we've got the box opened up. And we'll slide it right out. We'll take the backdrop out. It looks like a little shelf-like backdrop, little wooden action going on in the bottom in blue, mysterious blue. We'll go ahead and pitch that aside. Pitch this all aside, as always, for the recycling man. And let's hold up the full loadout out of the package so you can see it a little bit more in here. Heavy. I mean, this is, pretty heavy. They didn't skimp on this. Let's go ahead and take this plastic overlay off. Got a couple things popping out. So it looks like the Leech Woman is kind of clamshelled together with this top overlay. Let's set that aside. I know couple things moved and fell. Looks like we have the top ornament that can pop off the top of the case of the two, thespian-like masks. And while we're doing this, let's go ahead and pop out this case. Nothing back behind the case. Go ahead and pitch that to the recycling man. Okay, so we have a lot of plastic pieces that we can take off and remove from the cover of this case. So we've got the Puppet Master itself, and a bunch of shelves for all your accessories. I guess that's where they're talking about, all these shelves for all of your Puppet Master accessories on the bottom. So that's really cool. I definitely appreciate that. And then we have another plastic overlay, which looks like drawers. And that was on this side. And this was on this side. We can go ahead and pop this back in. And I guess if you want to shut this, you don't put that on, because that would get in the way, as that piece also just did. But really, wow, really neat case. Like a big trunk. Look at that. You're getting a look at that before I am. Really neat looking buckles and rivets and all brass looking. There's like a plate on here. I don't know if there's supposed to be a sticker with a name on it or something. Handle that I can hold-ish. Got to pinch it tight. And then the other side, the handle is sculpted down so it can sit flat. You can hear that mask piece kind of rolling around in there. But yeah, I really like this. This is really cool. Let's try and not break something again, like I did in the past 2 videos. Doesn't seem like you can take these curtains out. I don't know why you'd want to, but just kind of feeling around in here. All right, let's go ahead and get to opening this. Actually, so you can remove these shelves if you want to. These shelves are removable. And I really like this like glittery backdrop at the very back of the case. That's really neat. Okay, now let's move to the other parts. So we have Leech Woman here, and I'm gonna, everything's gonna fall out if I do that, so let's just dump it. So, continuing to talk about the case, there's 4 shelves that you can put in here that would go at the top of this section. We have a big leech right here. Kind of looks like a brown turd, but this is a leech. And we can look at the bottom, and it's got leech. This is a well-fed leech. It's got leech sucking action into the sculpt and blood going on at the bottom. We've got a small turd, leech, that hasn't been fed yet. We have, what is this, like a bloody, maybe like a bloody vomit coming out of her mouth for Leech Woman. Maybe. Maybe it goes with this head. I'll have to look at the packaging again. Maybe you pop a leech in that mouth. Let's see if I can hold it different. There we are. Go ahead and put a leech in there. All right. We have this other head. This is pretty intense looking. Look at that. That's, for such a small sculpt, such a small scale, it's really well painted and well done. It definitely looks all dead-eyed and puppety. A tiny, tiny knife that we're gonna really try super hard not to break, because I just filmed my Megan video and broke her screwdriver, and just filmed my Nosferatu and broke a peg on a wrist. Speaking of wrists, we have 2 hands here. These look like weaponish holding hands that can grasp, and they are horizontally hinged in the smallest hands ever. Super small. Look at that small hand in my hand. And now we've got the main event herself, Leech Woman. Really cool little sculpt. I like the look of it all. Let's look at her articulation. I'm going to be very careful with her because she's just very thin and delicate feeling. So we can get her arms up to the sides. Her head can go, let's hold her so she's not, go a little bit back and forth, up and down, side to side pretty well. I'm sure it's got that typical NECA barbell style system there. Good twist and bobbing back and forth action at the waist, or at the abs, upper abs. And then pretty locked down, I'd say, elsewhere. She can maybe take a step forward with this left foot kicking. Yeah, that right leg's really not going anywhere. Can kind of go in and out with the hips. And then no knee, no ankle articulation. Oh, elbows. Gonna be very careful with these elbows. Elbow can go past 90. And the hands that come on her are horizontally hinged and going to be so, this is a very thin figure. Be very delicate with her. Very cautious. But super creepy looking. That face. Look at that. Let's pop her head off. And let's put on her angry head. Whoa. That would be quite terrifying coming after you. Let's delicately take off this left hand. Wow. Got it. Let's give her a weapon holding left hand. It really was not that bad. Let's go ahead and give her the knife. Let's give her a stabby knife action. That looks really, really good. Really, really like that. All right. Let's pop her head off again, and let's put on this leech head. All right, so we have the leech head on. It looks so goofy. But, I got the thin leech here, turd. We're going to see if we can get this focused in. I'm going to go ahead and push it down further, because it goes all the way down her neck. So you could pull the leech out as much as you want it. She's prairie dogging. Turtle heading. Okay. And let's see what we can do with that bigger one. The bigger one probably isn't really supposed to go in there, but it fits. It just doesn't go any further than that. But wow. We can have that mouth taking all that turd. Okay. On the back of the packaging, it just has her holding this, whatever that is. I don't recall. So, but what's interesting is, just delicately taking this off, it looks like this is almost like it could plug into her wrist, but it doesn't really plug in. I mean, it looks like that elbow. Yeah, this elbow, her right for me, does not want to bend. I am not going to proceed without heating that up to soften that elbow joint. But I don't like this end. It feels like, it kind of looks like it is, but I guess it's not, because it doesn't really peg in. It looks like you can do this sort of action with it, but I don't know if that's really what they're going for here, because on the packaging they're just having her hold it. So we'll go ahead and pop in this other weapon holding hand. Yeah, she's kind of holding it like, I don't know, you can even kind of see her weapon holding hand if my camera will zoom in well enough. I gotta stop moving it. But you kind of see she has her pinky slightly up. She's enjoying this fine dining experience. I don't know how I could keep her in my collection with this head though on. It's pretty interesting. So we'll go with the angry looking head. I mean, this is super scary. All right, let's put the case together. So I've got the case kind of put together. I got the shelves put in. I really wish that these front panels would kind of click in and lock in better. Same thing with the head, the top, the masks. But all in all, I mean, it's a really neat set. Good for displaying. Let's go ahead and kind of set Leech Woman right there, so she can be on display. And that's what's really good about this set, the fact that you could just kind of display all these other accessories, and you can see that just popped right off without me barely touching it. I wish it had more. Now I'm seeing more shelf space, more shelf slots. I wish there were more shelf slots. Are there more hidden somewhere? That would have been really nice, so you can even store some more stuff down there. But I guess you can just throw it on in. But we can put the leech. We put the leech on the shelf, if you can kind of see that. All in all, a really great diorama piece set. I'm happy to have had this, to add it to my collection, and to help the figures stand up and be on display. So guys, hey, this has been your action figure minute with Leech Woman, with turtle head and prairie dogging head action. One more time. Peace.